You know, my daddy be sweating, so I get it from him. Bishop, right. Hey, I'm sorry. We are recording, but I'll just edit this out. Quick introduction. So, Mariah, Tanesha, Mariah. Tanesha is an old friend from college. Go way back. And then Mariah, I actually met her, I guess, via my dad's church because her whole family basically moved from, they migrated to Tampa, ended up at my dad's church, and then I basically joined their whole family, low-key. Family full of girls, almost, but
don't do my family.
Man, you lucky. I got a family full of boys. Men, it's just 2 girls, me and my cousin. Then I mess around, have a son. She had all sons and 1 girl. I'm like,
okay. Well, there y'all go. Y'all started it off.
It's balancing out.
Right. All right, here we go. All right, welcome, ladies and gentlemen, to another episode of Do You Mind If I Call You Bitch, where the title suggests much harsher than what this podcast actually is. This is a platform for women of color, Black women even more specifically, to basically, you know, get shit off their chest. Whatever it is that they want to do, if they want to, you know, shit on niggas, if they want to rain on our parade, this would be the platform to do it. Obviously, as you see, I am outnumbered, and that is on purpose, so that my, you know, opinions cannot outweigh what matters for this platform, which is the opinion of Black women. So, or even the facts. My name is Rudy Wilson, of course. I got my co-host here, the homie, we've been saved and clubbed together. Tiny Tanesha Martin was popping.
Hi. How y'all doing?
All the way from VA to up, to down.
Yes,
and then, of course, we always bring on a special guest. This is the homie. Like I said, I didn't say this on here, but I met her. What year was that? Maybe 2000.
It had to be 2014.
14. Okay, that makes sense.
13.
Something like that. Yeah.
14. Mm-hmm.
Gotcha. Yeah. So.
This wasn't too long ago. I thought this was like when you was like real young.
No.
This was like after college.
We were adult. We were adults.
You were grown.
She was. You were pregnant when I met you. Right.
Yeah, I was pregnant with Tyler, so 2014.
Yeah, she was pregnant. Yeah. So So anyways, we're getting too deep into it before I even said her name. So I met her right, 2014. She her family attended my dad's church. My dad's a pastor in Tampa. And you know, she has an amazing singing voice, and we'll get into all that even deeper. But this is the homie, man. Okay. Mariah.
Rudy, don't do that.
What am I
saying? Singing and did not expect me.
Well, we're going to get into it. We're going to get into it. I'm sorry.
Put all my business out there, bro.
Mariah, Tanesha Adams, Lil Raya.
We're going there. Really, Ruru? Okay. Let's go. Now I know what I'm getting. Let me I'm ready.
Hey, you know, I want the people to know who you are. So, but Mariah, Lil Raya, as I call her jokingly, ever since we basically found out each other's nickname, that's just kind of what we go by. But Mariah, welcome to the show. How are you?
I'm great. Thanks for having me.
Absolutely. Are you staying safe during quarantine? Before we get into deeper, I know you was in Atlanta recently, and Atlanta ain't been shut down since the shutdown has been shut down.
They still not shut down.
All right. So when you came back, was your fever still 98.6 degrees? Was it?
I did not have a fever, and literally me and my friends were the only people that had masks on while we were there. So you knew we were not from Atlanta. We were visiting. We were literally like the only people with masks. It was crazy.
Why they not wearing their masks?
I don't know, and I don't care.
It's something in the water in Atlanta, period, bro. When I lived there, them people.
Yes, they do not have it all. And down here it's different because you gotta get your fever tested at the door before you go in places. You gotta have a mask. So to go to Atlanta where you could literally just, I had my mask on. I don't know what y'all got going on today. I gotta go back home and live my life.
Right, no, that's fair.
I was healthy.
Gotcha. You didn't lose no taste or smell or nothing when you came. Gotcha. Dope. All right. Well, that's good. Did you have a good time? Was it a good little?
It was great, and I had to recover. I think yesterday was the first day I was back to my normal self because I was shut down. I don't go out often, so when I go out, I gotta go out. And I pay for it. I definitely pay for it. I definitely pay for it. And still gotta be a mom, and still gotta go to work, but I made it. So now I'm kind of like back to myself now. So
Gotcha. The bounce back. Now, you're still young. You know what I'm saying? So you can, now if you was about 45, you'll cancel on this podcast. You be like,
I feel like I'm right there. I'm not far from there. I know I look 16. Thank you. It's the blonde hair.
What you got? Like 29?
I'll be 30 in January.
30 in January. Gotcha.
Yay.
I turned 31 this year.
Ooh, turn up.
I ain't doing nothing. I'm still lame. I don't do nothing. This pandemic has been good to me. Like, you talking about a homebody's dream. Like, this is not going nowhere. Doing everything. I can live this life for at least another 4 months. Really? After that, I'll probably be sick of it. But right now, I'm still chilling. I'm not gonna lie.
See, I'm a homebody. When the world was open, I was at home. Now that the world is shut down, I'm like, I gotta go somewhere. I gotta get out of this.
Yeah. But I think that also plays into the fact that, like, you do have a daughter. So, even with that, like, because my sister lives here now, but up until maybe 2 months ago, I was here by myself. So I was already by myself, and then pandemic happened. I just remained alone, and so I just stuck out my lonely thing. But with you, like, I think when you live with somebody else, regardless if it's a child, mother, whoever, you get in a routine of you see them at this time, but you get away, whatever like that. So I think all of that can kind of, play into wanting to get out of the house, as opposed to me, who was just always here, who just didn't mind being. So
listen, I'm a cook, I'm a school teacher, I'm an employee. Right. I used to be somebody's boss. Right. I'm doing too much all in one. No, I've been needing a break. Break. So outside is like my go-to. If I can go outside for a little bit, I'd take that. Because it's a lot. But everybody's living situation plays, a different perspective.
Right, for sure. Yeah. Well, before we get into, I guess, so, because I'm just getting all off the mark. So let's get into the shallow version of who you are. So just tell us, basically introduction. Where you from, where you grew up, where'd you move to, where you live now, what you're doing, talk a little about Skylar, all that type of stuff.
Okay, all right. My name is Mariah Adams, as you already know.
Right.
I am a mom. Obviously, I have a 6-year-old who thinks she's 16.
Wow, 6 years already.
Yeah, 6 years, and she is grown as hell.
Yeah.
Born in Oklahoma, raised in Nebraska, Omaha, Nebraska. You in Florida, you watching, it's the state, not the street.
Not the street.
For real, where all the hoes be at and all that. What else? I am an entrepreneur. I am a singer. I'm a student. I'm a lot of things. Just trying to balance it all. Trying to balance it all.
What? And you currently are in Tampa, Florida. Mm-hmm. What brought the village of y'all from the Midwest to the East Coast?
To the South, really? Because it's
the South, right, the South.
Hot. So there was a split. My parents got divorced. Gotcha. And my mom ended up moving to Florida with my brother. I stayed with my father. Things didn't go as I wanted them to go. So I picked up and came down here with my mom. My auntie was already here. My grandma was already here. I think they were in Lake Wells. And then they came. So I just kind of trucked along. I needed something different, needed something new. My plan was to be a free spirit. When I came down here, found out I was pregnant with my daughter.
It always happen like that.
But my auntie was like, "You pregnant? I ain't pregnant. I've been doing the same thing I've been doing for the past such years, and I just moved to Florida. I'm about to live my best life." No, I had to call back in Nebraska. Congratulations. And we're not coming back to Nebraska. I've just been here ever since. Been here ever since. I have no desire to go back at all.
That's I'll get into that as well. But quick question with so when AJ came, you talking about AJ when you say came with your mom. Mm-hmm. So when AJ came with your mom and you stayed with your dad, was that like a mama's boy, daddy's girl type of thing, or like what made y'all choose those two
If I can be completely honest, me and AJ went to predominantly white school, right? And in, the white culture, divorces are normal. So when we were growing up, we always used to talk about if our parents got a divorce, where we would go and how it would plan out. We would get like 2 birthdays, 2 Christmases, but it didn't happen until we was grown. And so we never got them 2 birthdays, them 2 Christmases.
She said it like she was disappointed. I'm like, if y'all was gonna do this, do it when it counts.
We got nothing out of the deal at all, nothing whatsoever. But my mom actually was driving from Nebraska to Florida. So my brother just, with her being a woman by herself, he just decided that he was going to go on top of our conversations when we were smaller, and it just worked out. But I used to be a daddy's girl, not so much now, but yeah, so it just worked out that way.
Gotcha. Did the divorce hurt your relationship with your dad, or was it just on your own separate thing?
It was a little bit of that and some other things. There are some ways about my dad that I don't agree with. If I can be completely honest, I don't agree with his choice of his significant other, how everything planned out. And it really separated me and my father. There are just some things I feel as a parent you shouldn't do. And once that line is crossed on multiple occasions, you being my father is irrelevant at this point. And that's just where we are. We did make a couple of steps to head in the right direction, but when I'm done, and I'm just over it.
It'll get better. I had the same thing with mine. Same day divorce, didn't like this, same vibe. It got better.
Really? I have no desire to make it better.
So I started feeling sorry for him.
Did you want a relationship with your dad though? I don't care to have one.
At the time, it was just like, nah, I'm good. I'm ready to go far, far away. Like that's when I went to Florida. Like far, I want to get away from this. But as I got older, something changed. No, you know what? The closer I grew to God, that's what changed my heart towards the situation. Made my heart way softer than what it was. Because I used to be a thug.
Tanesha, do you remember if it was like, I know you said it dealt with your relationship with God, but was there like a certain distinct moment that you remember, or it just gradually just kind of just happened?
It was a certain distinct moment. Like I know I was still at Morris Cone. I was still a freshman. And it was something I had called my dad. I used to call my dad. I would literally call my dad like 20 different times, bro, back to back, and he would not answer the phone for nothing. Like he did not care. Okay. So I'm just like over it, right? I just became just over it. But then it was like something to where somebody told me something about my dad being sick. Was something like that. My dad was sick or something. He had wound up having to get on dialysis. And before it got that bad, I had already started feeling sad, like, oh my God, if I lose my dad. Oh my God, I'd never forgive myself. Like, I gotta apologize for the things I said, and this is this. And I just remember praying. And in that moment, I forgave him without him ever even apologizing, forgave him for everything. And after I let it go, it was like I was able to show more compassion and remorse towards him, and stuff like that. And it just grew to where even now he'll say some crazy stuff or whatever, but I don't let it get me to the place it used to. I just be like, all right, well, talk to you later. Love you, back.
See, I don't even want to do that. For me, it's just I'd rather not even go there.
Deal with it.
Talk to your granddaughter. I don't allow my relationships to interfere with Skylar's relationships, regardless of how I feel about the person. But for me, I don't even want to, like, you ain't got to call. We ain't got to chop it up. We ain't got to do nothing. Like, and I'm genuinely okay with that. But I told my mama, like, it's going to take Jesus to come sit on my bed, literally come sit on my bed and tell me to let it go. So are you
a grudge holder, Mariah? Is that?
Oh yeah. Oh yeah, I grudge, and I grudge hard, and I grudge hard.
As you said it, I grudge hard.
Heck yeah. And it's all situational too, but yeah, because I don't let a lot of people get close to me. And Rudy, you know that. Like, there are layers to me. So for somebody to be really, really close to me and like betray me, I try to work past it, but it can't be a continuous cycle. I don't rock like that. So yeah, when I'm done, It's a wrap.
So is it? I know you said it's situational, but is it more of a what happened or how many times something happened that will make you cut the person off, or both?
Both. And then it's also my relationship with that person, right? If I don't have a close relationship with somebody, I don't give a damn what you do, how you do, the way you do.
Right.
You can walk past me and not speak. If it's somebody that I've had a relationship with, a friendship with for years, and you walk past me and speak, oh, I'm beefing. You know what I'm saying? But so it's a number of things that play a factor for me. But I always try to give you one more chance because I know I'm not perfect. Everybody make mistakes. So we got to come to the drawing board, have an understanding. So this can't happen again. If it's new, all right, I can't do the same thing over and over and over.
Right.
So has there been any like final grudge that you've ever reversed, like came back from? Like it was at a point of, I know this ain't never happening again, but then this one time it actually, like, and not saying that the person did whatever they did, but I'm saying like you forgave them and y'all were able to move forward, or once the nail is in the coffin, that's it.
That once the nail is in the coffin, for real. And we could be cool, but we will never have the same relationship again.
Right.
Like it'll never happen. It'll never happen. So I ain't gotta be disrespectful. You know, we ain't gotta bang, we ain't gotta beef, but I'm just not on that type of time with you no more. And I don't feel like there's nothing wrong with that. I feel like that's my choice. I don't have to be connected with something I don't want to be connected to.
I don't feel like nothing wrong with that. Like,
Yeah.
Her mind is like, that's what you're supposed to do.
For real, because a lot of times, and even like growing up in relationships like with my mom and stuff, my mom was married to my dad for 30 years. That was like the only man she knew. So for her, you know, you can look past some stuff. I'm not looking past nothing because no. But that's what like our culture has been. We got a whole bunch of siblings outside of our own homes. Our grandfathers got extra kids we don't know about till they die. Because women, we just deal with too much. And I'm not hurt. I refuse.
Yeah.
I refuse. I'll be by myself.
They showed a good depiction of that on the movie Fences. Well, I guess it's a play, but that whole story. Did y'all see Fences?
Mm-mm.
Oh, okay. Y'all ain't black. No, I'm just kidding. But basically, but you know the movie. It's with Denzel Washington and Viola Davis. And basically, so in that story, basically, like he ends up like cheating, having like a side baby or whatever, and he in the movie, because I'm assuming y'all not gonna see it at this point. He dies, but she ended up raising the little girl. You know what I'm saying? Like. And they showed like the little girl.
Muted. I did say I wanted to see that, and I'm going to see it, but my phone.
Oh, okay.
Muted.
Well, it's I mean, it's old at this point. If you ain't seen it, you should. You don't deserve to dodge spoiler alerts at this point. Okay. But the point I was making is that movie showed that, you know, and there's been other movies and even just real life situations. My grandfather definitely is the king of side babies. We meet new cousins and aunties and stuff all the time.
No wonder you like that, bro.
All the time. I say your bloodline. No, I mean, I get it. So how did motherhood change you, Mariah? Like in the sense of, because I know you say you were getting ready to be a free spirit.
Mm-hmm.
So how did that when that bomb dropped? How did not only the news, but since you're actually carrying it out even now, like how has it changed you?
It definitely was a bomb. I definitely believe in what is it called?
Divine intervention.
What is it called when somebody can see something in the future?
Like a prophecy?
Prophecy. Mm-hmm. Yes, that's what it's called. I definitely believe in prophecy. So it changed my belief there. It really helped my anger issues. It built my patience. Nothing can teach you patience like being a parent. Even like being a mother, like being pregnant, I was over it. Really, I was sick. You knew I was sick during my pregnancy. Right. To the point where I'm like, Mom, they need to come get this baby out of me, and I just talk to God about it when I get to heaven. But it was too late. So I had no choice but to be patient. Even now, it's teaching me patience. I have to explain a lot more now with the 6-year-old than I've ever had to explain my whole life.
Right.
It's definitely taught me patience, financial stability. It's taught me how to be better with my finances. It's actually taught me how to deal with people better. I refuse to show out in front of my child. I refuse. So I get put in situations because the Lord be testing my words. I get put in situations where I have to behave strictly because my daughter is.
Gotcha.
So it's
Girl,
literally
you better say
molded
that.
everything about me. Really, like if you were to ask
preaching.
somebody who I was before Skylar compared to who I am now, completely different. I still got my, my moment, but my overall
a little residue.
Especially when you think about it first.
Right.
And the thought of it is like, all right, I'm gonna just.
Yeah.
I'm telling you, bro. I be like, all right.
Yes. And it's strictly off of the strength of my child.
Yeah. Gotcha.
Yeah, I was talking to Jada and she was like, you look like you about to. If it wasn't for Skylar, you would have been. I said, see, you already know, cousin.
Right.
Listen.
For real.
Well, that's good. That's good.
Lord,
That's the Lord knew what he was doing. So when you found out that you were pregnant, or even how did you feel about pregnancy before finding out? Like, were you like and I know you didn't necessarily want to get pregnant, but I'm saying like, did you have the mindset of like, if I got pregnant, I would definitely abort it, or I would definitely raise it? Like, what was your
Hell no, I was never having kids.
Okay.
I was never having children, ever. When I moved down here, my mom was, first of all, I took like 6 pregnancy tests. Because literally, I was arguing with my auntie, like, I've been doing what I've been doing this whole time.
Right.
I done moved to Florida. It ain't no way I'm pregnant now. I'm out of here.
Right.
No.
Right.
I took 6 pregnancy tests. I had my mom pee on a stick. I went to 3 different doctors. For real, I was in disbelief because it just didn't make sense. So I had ended up telling my mom. And
bro, Rudy's
my mom, for real.
Nah, these must be broke. Hey, you try one. See what it's
I was like this. I was like,
let me see if it's gonna say you pregnant too. Let me see.
I'm like,
oh my God, that is hilarious.
But I only kept Skylar because of my mom. My mom,
gotcha.
Skylar is here because of my mama. My mama needed something to help her through the issues with her and my dad during their divorce. Skylar is literally my mom's child. She'll wake up in the morning and call my mama. She don't even say good morning. You know what I'm saying? So it worked out. It worked out.
Gotcha.
But if it wasn't for Tracy, there would be no child.
Right.
I wasn't having any more kids.
Oh wow.
Like, it's a wrap.
Gotcha. Do you want to get married?
Nope.
So you gonna eventually get to the free spirit. You gonna get to that free spirit one way or another.
No, I just got out of a 3-year relationship. And I realized that, love is just not for me.
When you say just got out of, like, you talking about like within the pandemic recent, or you
like probably I was gonna say December, but we were still messing around, so that wouldn't really be a true answer.
Right.
I'd probably say March-ish.
Okay, so right before the pandemic. Okay.
Yeah, March-ish.
And that has kind of ruined your faith in love.
Yeah.
She's just not in the mood for it right now. You'll get the feeling.
No, but I'm not talking about. But I get a mood. But when you say like you're pretty much like you don't ever want to get married, that sounds like you've made a decision for the rest of your life. So it's one thing if you saying like I'm just chilling right now, but if you're saying long term this is in stone, I guess I'm kind of wanting to know like what drives it to that point? What makes you give up on love to because I know people who don't want to get married, but it's not necessarily a love thing. It's just like I don't want the government in my shit. You know what I'm saying? They just want like a long time like girlfriend. This is real. I'm talking people older than me. Like they be like, I don't want to do the paperwork, the government, all of my shit.
That sounds like a cop out. That's another.
I'm about to say, wow. Wow, they done came up with another.
Right. And it's government.
Y'all never heard this before?
No, never.
Oh wow! I thought this was okay. Yeah, I know plenty.
What got to do with that?
I know plenty of guys who, and coincidentally they are black, but I know plenty of guys who.
I say they all black.
Yeah, who say that? Like they be like, I don't like they like
Rudy.
No, I'm not. That's not me. I definitely want to do the whole marriage thing, but I necessarily
thing.
No. That's just me talking in general.
That's why she don't want to get married right there. It's a thing.
It's a thing. Right. It's a thing.
Okay,
My
so
Lord.
it's not a okay. Anyways, the what I'm trying to get at is so you making this decision that you've given up on love. So I'm saying not detail for detail, but like what I guess level of hurt. Let me backtrack to another question. Has your mom given up on love?
No.
And do you think? But I'm saying, and that's from a 30-year marriage with 2 kids. Mm-hmm. Oh, your mom got 2 kids, right? I'm assuming.
Yeah.
Okay.
Biologically.
So, okay, biologically, right. So what I'm saying is, so to me, that seems like a lot more to go ahead and just be like, man, fuck it. You know what I'm saying? You're saying 3 years. Was this Skylar's dad?
No.
So
let me throw this out there. I never wanted a marriage before this relationship. I've literally only been in 2 real relationships my whole life, and I'm about to be 30 in January. I got this tatted on me when I was 19 years old. So I grew up and there were things that I saw my mom do that I never wanted to do. Being submissive, have to just say yes because the man of the house said yes. Like, that's not the type of person I am. Like, me and my mom are complete opposites. So growing up in a household where you got your mom and your dad and it's a marriage, I don't want that. I don't want my husband to dictate everything I do just because he's the man of the house. I don't want to have to wake up and cook breakfast if that's not what I want to do. You know what I'm saying? So at a young age, my perspective about marriage had already shifted. Mm-hmm. And then as I grew older and got into relationships, it's too much. Love is hard. It's too much. I don't want it. And I'm a Capricorn, right? So I'm very loyal. So I literally have been in relationships where I have lost everything about me just to see my significant other, meet their goals and do what they want to do and it not be reciprocated. So at this point, I'm not up. I don't want it. I'm okay with me being by myself and maybe having somebody him up. I'm just being honest.
Having somebody
yeah, I'm a woman. I'm a human being at the end of the day.
Having somebody here.
Conversation, little late night talk.
No, I got you. And what I'm saying is this, like, I'm not, like, if somebody doesn't want to get married for whatever the reason is, like, I get it. But I will say this. I'm not trying to be a therapist, but I will say this.
I need one.
I don't think that, like, okay, so the results of your parents' example ended in failure. You know what I'm saying? So what I'm saying is, so I don't think that you should take that as necessarily the mold of what to do. That could just be almost an example of, okay, I've seen everything. Right, I've seen everything that I don't want, so that now that when I do it, it won't be like this. But I don't necessarily think that should equate to I'm just not going to do it at all. Now, if you just want to be out here in these streets, that's a totally different story. But I'm talking about specifically the whole parent situation. if it's about the parent situation, I don't think that should, but now if you just out here in the street, that's their game.
No, I'm not even out here in the street.
No, not
I don't even social like that. Like, I'm
the streets.
No. Listen. When I say streets, what I mean is like kind of what you said. Like, I'm not necessarily trying to do the whole relationship thing. Like, I'm not saying that I'm not saying you're a hoe about it, but I'm saying, you're just gonna make the chess moves how you move. Like, you doing your thing, whatever your thing. Yeah, whatever your thing is. That's what I call being in the streets. I don't necessarily mean you own Nebraska.
Out there, on Nebraska. Right. No, my grandma tells me that I just she said, I'm going to find somebody that's going to make me want to be a wife.
I was about to tell you the same thing.
You think so?
It depends on the person. Because it's really only one person that's ever made me really want to be a wife. I'm not going to say who because Rudy's petty, right? Rudy, he's annoying. So, like, I'm not going to do it, but there was only really one person who wanted me to, who made me feel that way. But look, here's the plot twist. That one person also in return made me feel like, nah, I'm good on this because I couldn't do this forever. But that's because we weren't compatible all the way around. You know what I'm saying? Then there's other people I met who I'm like, yeah, I like being around them, but I don't want to do nothing for them for real. But that's because they did everything for me. They was cooking breakfast.
But let me tell you why love is so hard. Let me tell you why love is so hard in relationships. Because like most people that you love them because y'all's bond was made before you even knew it. Like y'all are cousins, sisters, you know, whatever. So like so even like with your father, whatever you feel, he's still daddy. You know what I'm saying? But like when you dealing with a dude, this nigga ain't got to be here. You feel what I'm saying? And that's what makes us go ahead and just give up on it. But I think when it comes down to loving anybody, family, whatever, especially you talking, because I think love is really more or less about continuing to deal with them even when you hate them. You know, like even when you're disliking them, even when you ain't fucking with them right now. Yeah. Because that's what we do with the people who we are blood related to. And not that we don't give up on some family, but you know, like you said earlier, some relationships are worth fighting for because we grew up together, we bathed together, we brothers and sisters, whatever. But you don't have that prior advantage with a relationship, so you have to go ahead and just, and if they're worth it, but make that conscious decision to hang on the same way you hang on to family, even though it's going to kind of probably cost you more for somebody who you weren't necessarily born to. But
and then what I also learned, like with being in relationships as I
sorry, y'all, my baby being wild.
No, you good.
Is that like you have to be aware of the history of that person?
For sure.
Like that equally yoked shit is real, because if your mind is used to something completely opposite than what my mind is used to, we are never going to be on the same page. If you okay with, you know, hooking up with extra people and your people okay with you hooking up with extra people and I'm not on that, we're never going to find a medium. But it all has to go back with what you were raised in, what you were around. Like shit like that be real, and it be unconscious shit that you don't even realize. I said I was never being submissive. The moment I get into a relationship, okay, I'm up, I'm cooking, I'm cleaning, I'm ironing clothes. That's not even really who I am as a person. It's just something that I've seen, so I'm custom doing when I'm in a relationship. It's too much work.
I get that. And what, you know what's so crazy? Even for me, and I'll say this, just kind of we'll get off this, you know, sad marriage counsel stuff, but like even like for me with my parents, like I never really had an example for their marriage because like I mean they got divorced when I was in maybe like 5th or 6th grade, but even prior to that, not saying that they didn't do it, but I don't ever remember seeing my parents kiss. You know what I'm saying? I don't remember seeing like I never walked in on them smashing. You know what I'm saying? Like I never seen like my mom sitting on my dad's lap. You know what I'm saying? Like I never seen that from the whole time I seen them married or whatever. So I mean, so I don't even know, I guess, what it's supposed to look like. So I think that's what kind of just gives me the open mind about it, to just kind of just, you know, and that's how I am about my life in general. I just kind of just, you know, I march to the beat of my own drum. But I just think that once again, my whole argument for this is if it's stemming from your parents, I think that you can just use that as an example of what not to do, but still create your own narrative. But if you want to be in these streets, feel free. Feel free to be in these streets.
I'm not mom. I ain't in the streets. I'm a whole parent.
Feel free. So now, speaking of streets, let's get into these. Well, before we get into the Negroes of the two different places, what has been your experience, just in a broad sense, from the Nebraska and Florida? Like, what's been just your overall? Everything is different. Y'all talk different. I just had a conversation with one of my friends. Y'all dress different. Like, y'all are some rude people down here. I remember when I first moved down here, y'all would say, "Excuse me," and people just be staring at you. But then at the same time, y'all also like are very talkative. I remember being at Walmart and this lady just telling me her whole life story. I don't even know your name. Like,
it's just different.
Traffic is a thing. You know what I'm saying? When I go back home, I'm on the interstate. I'm not stopping. Oh, I'm bumper to bumper. Everything is 30 minutes. everything is a true 30 minutes. Back home, I say 30 minutes, I'm 15. No, here I say 30 minutes, I'm like 30, 35. Like, everything is different. Everything is different down here. I'm finally getting like accustomed to it. My cousins put me on, you know, what to say, what not to say, what people really mean when they talk. I used to like, what is he saying? Like, can you slow down? Can you use like real words? Because
like when I said Jane,
different in Florida.
Right. When you said Jane, she thought you said Jack. She thought you were talking about liquor.
For real. You like, I can go pour up. You want me to take a shot? We can say one together. We can say one together. Yeah, it's completely different.
So in 2014 you were what? That was like 24?
How old am I? 29. Like it's 2020.
23, 24, something like that, maybe.
Yeah.
So I'm asking that because you spent pretty much the dominance of your 20s in Florida. So what was the experience like in reference to dating? Now I would assume the men in Nebraska were probably younger in the sense of because you were younger, but I think you still had a little adulthood here. So like, what would be your general consensus on the two types of men, the Southern guys and the Midwest and the men?
It's different. Everything's different. No, what I found out in Florida is like everybody's short. You don't find like a lot of tall men in Florida. And I don't know, maybe I'm just in the wrong places. Like before I moved down here, I was in a relationship with a basketball player. So I'm used to it. And I'm pretty tall. I want to put some skills, you know what I'm saying? I want to It's different down here. Everybody is like, every man is almost like 5'11" max. You may get like people like you, Rudy, who is taller, but it ain't a lot of tall people, a lot of tall men in Florida from my experience.
Did you think that too, Tanesha, when you was in Florida? Because I didn't know that was a thing. Like, is it short niggas in Florida?
You know, I'm 5'2".
Oh, so she's short. She little. Everybody bigger than her.
Yeah.
she like 5'11". That's huge.
I'm like, Dad, how tall are you? Oh, I'm like 5'9", 5'10". Oh.
Oh my God.
Y'all dress different. The men dress different.
What's the difference?
I've never seen so many people in like they have like baggy t-shirts with name brand. That's what she was
from the hood.
Listen, now the type of people I know back home with loan money, they don't walk around like that. You know what I'm saying? They may pull it out every once in a while, but you ain't going to the grocery store with your shirt tucked in, your shirt tucked in, showing off your name brand belt.
Right. No, that's definitely a Florida thing. No, they fuck around and get a Louis belt. They ain't finna tuck that shit all the way in. You don't see this belt.
Listen, it's not a button up. It ain't a collar shirt. Untuck that t-shirt. Untuck that t-shirt.
That is an undershirt, sir. That is not.
Why you got that piece tucked in? We know. Okay, we see your belt, bro. We see it.
Lord, okay.
We see it.
Oh my gosh, that's definitely fun. So what's the swag, if you will, of a Nebraska, your average Nebraska guy? Like what are they? What's their flashiness if they have a thing?
When I was in Nebraska, it was just Jordans and jewelry.
Gotcha.
Jordans and jewelry. We ain't wear a lot of name brand stuff. Well, I don't wear a lot of name brand stuff. They probably do. But Louboutins, but it's only like on occasion. You ain't gonna find a nigga walk out in Nebraska with all that on. It's just doing too much. We're not the type of people. Maybe I'm just not that.
Yeah, you only find
I don't associate myself with the
South.
Right, but yeah, it's.
I don't think y'all have a vast majority of niggas in Nebraska.
We out though.
Because that's a black people thing. They got to show out, honey.
Especially, but that's definitely a Florida thing, and I think the further south you go, because in Miami it just gets worse. But like they are very, very. very arrogant, very got to be seen, very like it's
aggravating.
Aggravating.
And I'm not even that type of woman. Like I don't care because you could have all that on you and I have no money in your bank account.
Right.
Like
sure.
I'm an old hoe. You know what I'm saying? So I look at different shit like that. You know what I'm saying? You could have a nice car, bruh, but you ain't got no house. Like you living on your mama's couch. I'm grown. That shit appease little girls. You know what I'm saying? I went to Miami one time and I have not been back.
Oh, really?
I have not been back. And I went to Miami in 2015.
Oh wow.
20, and
I went one time too. I ain't like it.
I can't do it. It's too much. I felt like an old lady for real. It's too much.
You went during like one like the spring break weeks or something, or was it just like Memorial Day or something?
Memorial Day.
Yeah.
Memorial Day. And y'all aggressive out here back home. If you be like, no, I ain't trying to get at you. You know what I'm saying? They be like, all right, you tell a nigga down here you ain't sure. You all type of hoes and bitches and shit. Like, hey, I just said I didn't want to give you my number. Like, I ain't disrespectful.
Fuck you, old pussy.
Right. I ain't talking about your mama. I just said, no, I ain't trying to talk to you. And they so disrespectful.
That is funny. Now you know what's so crazy is this it's funny how this whole thing loops around because we just had back-to-back conversations because we did another interview before this one, but even another one we did last week. They mentioned how Florida guys weren't aggressive. Now they weren't talking about because you're talking about more on the back end, like after you say no what they do, but they were talking about on the front end saying like guys in the South. And they were comparing them more or less to like New York, you know, like up north dudes. But they were saying like guys in the South, you know, they'll just look at you as opposed to like actually trying to get your number or whatever. As opposed to New York, if they like you, they jumping on you like immediately. So I guess
off rip.
Right. So my question is, do you think that guys in the South or even in Florida are more aggressive on the back end, but not so aggressive on the front end, or do you think they're just aggressive even on both ends?
I've never really seen a Florida man be aggressive unless I wasn't giving him my number.
Gotcha. So it's more of a retaliation. They embarrassed at that point.
They embarrassed, but I don't even be embarrassing people though. Like I'm very polite when I say no. Like I don't be like, no. I've never really seen any man in Florida be aggressive.
Right.
And that's probably why we just don't, because I'm very aggressive. I'm very aggressive. I'm very straightforward. So that's probably why we don't really.
Right.
Mesh.
So have you? So I know you've lived in Florida, in Tampa, and Omaha, but have you dated or even just casually dated or whatever people like you say in New York or outside of those two areas?
Yeah, my daddy from New York.
Oh, gotcha. Okay.
So they a whole different breed.
Right.
Oh, they're different. They're completely different to the point where I'm gonna talk to you when I see you, but when I leave, I'm not talking to you no more.
Gotcha.
Yeah,
okay.
they're different.
Scared of
Yeah, hell yeah. Them people in New York are crazy. If you ain't never been to New York, you need to go, and I promise you have a whole different experience. Them people are crazy. New Yorkers are crazy. They don't have it all. They don't have it all.
It's a different breed. It's a different breed.
I feel the same way about all the men out there in Duval out east. Listen, I don't tell them no to their face. You can get whatever number.
Yeah.
You say you want Arizona from the store. Oh, I got
Arizona.
I'm not fit to play. But when I leave, blah.
Right. Immediately.
For real. And let me tell you how slick they done got now. They be like, oh, I'm about to call you right now. You get the wrong number. It don't even work. Oh, let me like you in right now. Oh, my phone dead. My phone died. That's why I was telling you I'm gonna give you my number.
That's funny.
They ask for your social media now.
Yeah.
Oh, y'all can have your number. What's your social media? You got an Instagram.
But that's low key. That's low key became a female thing, especially if they curving a nigga because. Like, I've seen that. I mean, my sister's even told me she done it to somebody recently, but, like, you don't want to get a number? You can follow me on Instagram. Like, if you hear that, you might as well just not follow. Cause
no, they get on Instagram and then ask you for your number. I'm trying to call you right quick. I think it's an option up here on Instagram to do that with.
They can call you on social media. No, I'm not giving you my number. I'm not giving you my social media. You got to find me You better find me.
You gotta find me.
So have you ever dated outside of the African American race?
No. But I said if I did, I need like a white boy that'll go outside without shoes and socks on. I don't want to date or like a white street dude. I can't.
Right. No, I get it. If he white, he need to be white. He'll need to be trying to still be.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah, I need you to show me
I'm
something
not
I've never
for
seen.
your looks, sir.
Right.
For your looks.
Yeah, show me something I've never seen
black.
before. I know all the street shit.
Because you're into all like the bungee jumping and skydiving and all that type of stuff, right?
Yeah. I like an adrenaline rush.
You still have. So like you do drugs.
Yeah, an adrenaline rush. My thing is pumping a little bit.
No, I got you. Have you done either yet? I know you always kind of rant and rave about them, but you never.
No, because I can never find anybody to do it with me.
Gotcha.
But I'm going for my 30th. I am going skydiving with or without anybody.
Right. Gotcha. I've had a couple cousins who I be seeing like different videos on. It looks fun and scary at the same time. The only one I would do is skydiving. Bungee jumping is completely out of the question for me. I'm not.
Too many people just die.
Yeah, I'm not. I have no faith in bungee jumping at all. Like skydiving is still you can still get whatever. But I would like but bungee jumping is like. It's like if you didn't die the first time, we gonna hang on to you till you go back down.
Yeah, and you go back up and down.
Yeah, this is like no, I can't.
Like just hit something.
Yeah, nah.
Knock you clean out. Like I said, so Princess of Bel Air.
Yeah.
Claire, when are they Claire with her doctor boyfriend?
Yeah, Hillary and marry me. Yeah.
Boom.
Yeah,
he died. He sure did.
I'll never forget it.
I never forget it. Yeah, it was a thing.
It was something like that.
Yeah, because he like proposed on that like live on the air or something.
And died.
Trevor, that was his name. Yeah.
And
so but you want to do all that. You want to bungee jump. You want to do all that.
Yeah, that's probably the closest thing to a free spirit I'm gonna get. I got a whole job. I got to keep a job. I got to keep a roof. Those are obligations, right?
Right.
That's the closest thing I'm gonna get to it. Yeah, the whole idea for me going on my 30th is because I really feel like me going into my 30s, I don't want to carry a lot of the stuff that I carry in. So it's all psychological for me. I want to jump off the plane and leave all that bullshit on the plane. So when I get back to the ground, okay, I ain't doing that.
Now, what if the moment you land, somebody call you like, bitch, you tried me? And it's like all your whole stuff come back. I got to jump again. Go back in the air. Tell me back.
I'm going to call my first lady and pastor. And say, listen. I'm going to call Lady P. I'm going to say, listen, Lady P. I said this was my plan. This is what happened. I need you to say a prayer and to talk me off this ledge because I'm about to jump. And that's how I first talk to my pastor first lady. I'm about to jump. And if somebody don't talk to me, y'all gonna have to get some bail money or y'all gonna have to get straight. Straight up.
Nah. I'm just messing. You'll be good. I think it'll work out for you. I think it'll work out.
Y'all gonna come do it with me? Y'all gonna jump off the plane with me for my 30th?
Listen, girl, I would if I don't. Thing, but you go to another level. I said I'm ready to end my 20s. I'm in a new chapter. My 30s gonna be different. I'm gonna do it big. Listen, I'm not jumping off of anything. I can make it to 31. Can't do it. So.
My answer is yes. If I'm able to be in the same place as you when January comes. Because I'm in California and I can't promise you that I will be on the East Coast by January.
Well, why don't you just jump off a plane in California if you're not being?
Well, you said do it with you, so I mean, I thought it was gonna.
I'll take that. I mean, if you can't be here, I'll take a plan B.
And then I'm by myself somewhere else.
Yeah, that's a lot. I thought this was together.
You trying to get out of it. When she said no. She said no, I'm not doing it. We're talking about
I know he ain't gonna be there in January.
Right. He ain't gonna be in January.
Well, okay, I'll look it up. I look it up. I look it up and see if they got it out here. I don't know what they're doing because LA is way more shut down than most places. But if it's a thing, I promise you, I'll do my research and I'll.
Rudy a Scorpio. He's gonna
it
wind up doing it for real just because he opened his mouth and said it. That's how.
I will.
I said you gonna wind up.
I really don't. Yeah, I don't have a problem with skydiving. Bungee jumping is, like I said, it's out of the question. That is a no-brainer for me. I would never bungee jump, but skydiving I can do. Okay, so moving right along. I wanna hang out on with not so much on the white men thing, but did you want to make that shift as a almost not even a reaction, but as a result of just say your experience with the niggas, or is this is right?
Absolutely.
Okay.
Yeah, absolutely.
What has been your so in your 29 almost 30 years of living, what would be your consensus of the African American male when it comes down to treating you specifically a black woman or even black women in general? Like what do you think you guys are up against at this point?
Men who say they want something but don't really put it in action. And or they don't have other men around them to help them get to where they really want to be.
That's deep.
A relationship or a serious relationship. Yeah, like my most recent relationship, I realized that there are not a lot of people that have older people to look up to and really communicate and talk to get real advice, right? You getting advice from your friends who doing the same shit you're doing, or who don't want to do what you're doing. So they advice is complete opposite.
Or they jealous of what
you're doing. Or they
doing.
jealous, right? So they're gonna give you some BS advice.
For sure.
Like it's different. Now I love me, my brothers. I love y'all.
Right.
But y'all are a lot of fucking work. And depending on the type of woman you get, is gonna determine if they really willing to put in that work. I have one child. I don't have 2, 3, so I'm not doing all that other shit, and I'm older, right? In my 20s, early 20s, okay, I can build a man to, my thought process. I can build a man to make him be what I want him to be. I can take some more shit. I'm about to be 30. I'm not dealing with the same shit I dealt with years ago. My mind is not there. I got real shit I'm trying to do. And I can't get to where I need to be trying to get you to where I need you to be. Like,
right.
Let me ask you this, because I just thought about something interesting. Because this goes back to what we was talking about with the whole, when I used the fences example, but the whole, like, basically women taking the shit from guys. So do y'all think that it was ever a time that black men was on their P's and Q's, or it's just more exposed now because men have just gotten sloppier with the cover-ups or whatever as time progressed? Like, was there ever an era of, chivalry and the good stuff or whatever, or has it just always been? Go ahead.
I think it was an era of that because, listen, it was, and I believe it was men were able to do that because they didn't have cell phones, even before they had beepers. I mean, all of these places, they had little juke junks, that's what they call them and stuff. But like, they didn't even have much of that. Like, black people were oppressed and they really had to stick together to get through. So the men had to be on their P's and Q's just in order for them to survive, their kids to survive, their wife or the mother of their kids to survive. So yeah, I honestly believe at one point it was like that. But as the years progressed and black people were able to be more independent and do more things, it's like they just lost sight of what really matters.
Right.
I think it's a little bit of both. Like she said, there was no technology. Like, you would go to funerals and find out you got cousins and cousins and cousins. So it was hidden, right? It wasn't, there was no way for you to find out because your great granddaddy had kids in a whole nother state. You know what I'm saying? So there was no social media. There was no connection to the two. Right. But I also believe that there was a period of time where there were some things that a man would do with his wife that he wouldn't do with his side chick. There were some things that a man wouldn't allow his side chick, some lines his side chick couldn't cross as it pertains to his wife. That has gotten muddy, right? The same thing you doing with your wife, you doing with your side chick. Help me understand. But yeah, why you even got a side chick and you got a wife? What?
Well,
that's a conversation.
Right.
But
that might be my next question. Right. So that's what I was getting ready to ask. So I was getting ready to ask, so if a man does have a side chick, as long as he's not sloppy with it, is that okay?
Absolutely not.
Oh.
I believe in the bond with God and marriage, and if you want to do something else,
that question is asked.
Yeah, if you want to go somewhere else, then you do that. But you break. Listen, I don't play with Jesus.
The fact that we have to ask that question, it shows how far away we done got. It used to be everybody knew that you ain't supposed to be with nobody else. Now it's like, okay, if they with somebody else, but they not really doing this, is it okay?
It was
never okay.
But the reason why I asked, because I feel like that goes back to my original question of, was it ever a good time? Because it sounded, because the hiding stuff was happening before our time, because we're the ones who meet these random whatever from the greats, whoever. So that means this has been going on. So I'm saying, when was the gap? Because even I could imagine, now granted, I'm not even talking about slavery time, because I don't know what slaves went through as reference to being on the field, but I'm sure even with civil rights,
slaves was cheating.
but I'm saying, like, because at the end of the day, I think no matter what position that you're in, like, when you have like a lustful desire for something, like whether it's another person, whether it's a chocolate cake, whether it's shopping, whatever, like, you're going to find a way to go get it. You know what I'm saying? Like, it's hard for people to lose weight when you lust after something, whatever. So what I'm saying is, I don't think that lust was ever not there for men. I think that has always been there. So so in my mind, I don't see there was an era where there was just a generation of good men and then they just washed away. It sounds like it was just more hidden, and now it's just more exposed, which then makes women be more open to open relationships. Well, let's do a threesome. I'll choose the woman, because women are they're trying to go with the flow. But I'm saying, but some women they're trying to go with the flow. Like they want to do it.
But women do that because they want that man to conform, right? As a woman, I only accept bullshit because I want you to feel comfortable enough to allow me to correct that in you, right? Mm-hmm. So we'll have a conversation. I tolerate some shit. Yeah, but I also have hope that I can change that in you. Mm-hmm. So yeah, I'll let you fuck up a couple times, but I'm working on that. No, that's bullshit. No.
Right. Mm-mm. That's why I don't, it's like, I know for a fact, lusting always been around. There always been a desire to have maybe, multiple women. And as far as women even want multiple men or whatever, all of this, it's the fact that if you really sit and think about it, like, who really, honestly though, what man or female is really out there trying to be with a whole lot of people when they're oppressed or depressed? Like, think about it. If you was really like sad, right? You ain't got no money, you ain't got no friends, no family, you ain't got nothing. Yeah, you gonna wanna be around people to desire maybe, but you're not even gonna have the strength to do all that.
But at the same time, but I don't think that they knew they were oppressed. That's just like people grew up in the hood. People grew up in the hood and not necessarily know they're poor until they go somewhere else. You know what I'm saying? So I think that they, because even I feel like you never know what type of shitty situation you can deal with until you're in it. Like, when you look at somebody else's in hindsight, you're like, man, I didn't make it through that. But when you're in it, you just be in it. You know what I'm saying? Like, you just, right. You just be in it. So
I pandemic, all these other people. Oh right. My God, the money's depleting.
Right.
What money?
Right. And sad to say, because of the fact that we've dealt with hard times before. You know what I'm saying? And so because of that, I think that it gives us that strength, but it also can hurt you because it can kind of minimize, your thinking or whatever. But in my opinion,
you don't know more out there, so you're not gonna want more because you don't
have that exposure, right. All right, Mariah, a few more questions. I want to get into this, and I'm not asking this to pick on you, but I know it has to be a thing. But in reference to you being light skinned, you know what I'm saying? I know.
See how I set up.
Number one, and I do mean this genuinely when I ask this first question. What is your, I guess, background that allows you to be as light skinned as you are. And then my second question is,
What?
if you know what I'm saying, because like I'm dark skinned because my family's just dark skinned. You know what I'm saying? I don't know what happened in between whatever, but as far as I know back, I just see dark skinned people. I don't like only person that's light skinned in my family is my sister, who has a totally different mom who's light skinned. You know what I'm saying? So she just was light skinned. Everybody else is dark skinned. So what I'm saying is, but like your mom, you know, your dad, like none of them are dark skinned people. So we all just like from just a family of just, you know, what do they call it, like Creole?
No,
you know
listen, let me tell you, I don't know none of that. You going deep in my roots.
Gotcha.
I don't know, but my family, as you know, Rudy, we all different shades. My
right,
aunt
sure.
who is my mom's blood sister, is a little darker than you.
Right.
So my dad has sisters that are dark skinned.
Right.
I don't know how we just got this like with brown eyes.
Nebraska's cold, ain't it?
Listen, because we are so many different complexions. Like my first cousins, I have cousins.
I just thought about that. Jada,
right?
Compared to
Tavia.
Right, exactly. Yeah.
Beautiful young ladies, but a different complexion.
Right.
I have a cousin on my dad's side that is dark skinned. My dad and his sister got the same mom and dad. He's dark skinned. Right. She's dark skinned. My dad is light. I don't know. But we all different shades. Who you want, how you want it.
Right. No, right. Not out there, because the J girl is a prime example. I mean, you guys, like some of them are lighter and darker, whatever, but they literally blood sisters, same parents, same everything.
Parents.
So no, I get it.
Yep.
That makes sense. But what about in reference to, you know, my girlfriend, Miss Larnice? Now, because I know she got like a little slick hair, look like she
Well, my grandma is nothing to be messed with. Okay, first and foremost, she plays no games. I don't really know what she's mixed with. I know some black, some white, some Indian, some Irish, something down there in lines, but who specifically?
Right.
I don't know. That's a great question I'm gonna ask though, because I would like to know.
Yeah.
Or you can go. Can't you take the little DNA test online and tell you your heritage or whatever?
Yeah. You can do something a little.
I'll find out.
23andMe or something or whatever it is. But
Ancestry.com.
Ancestry, yeah, some to that degree. But with you being a light skinned chick, as they will call you out here in these streets, what has that experience been like in reference to just dealing with other women or just people in general, just whatever. What is that?
So growing up, really, my dad's church was in the hood, sort of. We lived in the suburbs. So me and AJ were very fortunate because we know how to deal with all different types of people, just everyday life. Right. When I was in school, you know what I'm saying, I got hated on a lot because I'm black, right? Mm-hmm. To my black friends, girl, you damn near white. But to my white people around me, you know what I'm saying, I'm a black girl who got a nice body. It was a lot of jealousy. You know what I'm saying? So it was an issue. But then when I went to the hood, it was the same type of energy, right? Oh, I think I'm better than somebody. Somebody always mad. Somebody always hating. Having to fight for no reason just because of my complexion. I ain't asked, to be like this.
Right. Do you?
There's always been challenges, always on both ends of the spectrum.
No, and I hear because I actually have a light skinned friend, but he's biracial. His mom is white, dad's black, and he's a comedian, so he has like a little tougher skin, but like he deals with that even in jokes, but even in seriousness, like and he said like when I'm around black people, I'm not black enough. When I'm around white people, I'm not white enough. You know what I'm saying? Mm-hmm. It's always, and it's crazy how unfair of a place it puts, just say the light skinned people in, but in dark skinned people's minds, they actually feel like y'all have the advantage. It's like, like y'all got the skin complexion, it's the connotation of lighter being prettier, the whatever, and then especially when it comes down to biracial, because then the biracial kids, they got the long hair, the whatever, as opposed to like most just black parent produce a black child. If that black child never goes, I'm talking about a girl, never goes more than an afro, it's nothing she can do about that. I'm not trying to say to be funny, but I'm saying like I know somewhere they just don't grow. You feel what I'm saying? And
there's something they can do about that.
No, I'm saying.
You laughing?
No, I'm I'm saying they can't control that. That's all they were getting coming out of their natural.
Too, man. You wanted to laugh too. That's why she said you laughing. No, you wanted to.
It was the way he said it. It was the way he said it. You ain't had to do them like that.
You ain't have to do it like that. You ready?
But those girls, and I'm talking about this female specifically with the shorter hair, just the naturally shorter hair, not that they cut it, but it won't grow. They will get the you're not pretty enough, you're not good enough, oh, you can't be a model, you whatever.
Can I say something though?
Go ahead.
Here's the thing, right? So just like you said, you know how they always be like, oh, dark-skinned people, light-skinned people. Clearly, I'm brown-skinned, all right? And she's in the middle. But the thing is, if like I done been in situations where it's like me, and then it's a dark-skinned girl, and they will intentionally be harder on me and try to make everything dang near whatever on me because they feel like in their mind, oh, she, especially, listen, my shape don't help, all this. Oh, she always get what she want. Oh, men always, you know, Rudy, I work predominantly male jobs in all of my jobs. Right. So it's like, oh, the men, they just gonna always do whatever she wants. She's gonna get everything easy when that's not true. It's really honestly not true. But I get treated like that, and then it's like they make it harder, like on a light-skinned person or a brown-skinned person, and then want to give all the favoritism and all this to the dark-skinned person. I'm talking about black men. I'm talking about white men. White people, they're gonna treat you different according to opposite or whatever. But when it comes to black men, they will sit up here and actually try to make it harder for the light-skinned girl or the brown-skinned girl in retrospect to the in comparison to the dark-skinned girl because they feel like we get everything easy. So it's like all of it is just all messed up. It depends on the person and their outlook.
It is, and that's very true. It's all messed up, and I think everybody gets angry from their different angles because on the flip side of that, I've definitely seen, especially in the military, I've definitely seen women get stuff just because they women. Because military is definitely male dominated, and they'd be like, man, fuck these niggas. You know what I'm saying? But like this pretty chick right here, promotion. You know what I'm saying? And so then that would make men think that whatever, but then at the same time, it's like for every, just say the pretty girl who gets the promotion, there's a million other pretty girls who getting shitted on, you know, for whatever reason. So like it's almost like a never ending cycle of everybody choosing what's against them and what they want to, you know, I guess basically try to hold against somebody else. And I know that whole light skin thing is always a thing because even amongst black people, we joke about it. Oh, you know, you like light skin right now, you know, whatever like that. But I've come to even grow and learn that that subject's a little more sensitive for light skinned people than we give it credit for. Like it's a
It just depends. For me, we could crack jokes all day long. I just got thick skin like that. So other people, it's a little different. It's a little different. But it all started like even when you think about slavery days, right? We was house niggas, quote unquote, because we wasn't in the field. So it all stems like from things that started well before our time.
For sure.
I can walk into a room and somebody and not like me because I'm light skinned. Oh, you think you better than somebody? I didn't even say hello. Like,
right.
You don't even know my name, but it's just things that have already been brought into our minds that just make us think that way, and it's not even true whatsoever.
Right.
I know some dark skinned girls. What? I'd be like, damn. Right. Like, I wish I had that type of confidence. You know what I'm saying?
Like, and they have the best complexion, bro. Like no bumps, no. I'm like, dang, she's so pretty.
Yeah.
Listen, my cousin Jada, you done seen Jada. Jada is dark skinned. Jada is beautiful. Her skin complexion is just all put together. Her confidence is out of the roof. And it's just naturally who she is. Me being a light skinned girl, I wish I could walk into a room like that. I wish I had no more. They gonna be like, oh, my skin be one color. Right. I wish.
So you do feel like you have to be more humble because you are light skinned.
Yeah, by default, I don't because that's just who I am. But if I needed to be, I will understand. Like just because of the way the world is. Yeah, absolutely. And I do it intentionally. Like if for an example, if I'm out and it's a dark skinned girl in front of me, I'll get the door and just let her walk through. Just to kind of change that little stuff in their brain. or really in everybody's brains, that is we not her.
Yeah,
Not
that's real.
people. Your
That's
thoughts
real.
are not real. Those are
Right.
fiction. Let me give you facts.
right.
Right. Gotcha. Okay. 2 more questions for you. Then I'm gonna let you get up out of here. The first one I did want to ask is, I guess, more or less in the, and we can kind of jumble this all up into just your professional life in the sense of, I do want to ask, one question is, but I want you to answer this second. One question is in reference to like your music. I want to know, just a quick backstory of like, how old were you when you started and just like, what all you done with that and what you even plan on doing with it. But then before that, dealing with your workspace, do you deal with any type of discrepancies in the workforce due to the fact, rather, that you are a woman and Black on top of that, and maybe even light skinned, if that even adds to the...
Absolutely. That thought that I think I'm better than somebody, or people just naturally being jealous because I'm light skinned, it does happen in corporate America.
Gotcha.
It does happen, and it's to the point where if you don't know, I'll tell it because I don't care. I was in a leadership position, and for such a long period of time, I was in the middle management. So there were people that were above me that actually controlled where I went, if the promotion was given to me or not. There were 2 situations I had. Well, my first boss that I had was a dark-skinned woman who really was jealous of who I am. Like, I'm great at my job, my team loves me, my boss loves me, my numbers are great. And it was literally to the point where I was intentionally held back out of jealousy.
Wow.
I'm making you look good. You know what I'm saying? My good work makes you look better. But it's a real thing. Yeah, you do get held back from promotions, from opportunities, simply because of, one, you being a woman, and corporate America is a male-dominant, arena. You're not going to find a lot of women sitting at the high table, especially not Black women at that.
Right.
And then when you're in a position where you are working with other Black people who feel some type of way about you by default, it's hard. It's extremely difficult. It's sad. So I, once again, make it a point to not be that person when it came to my reps. Like, I'm going to be the person that you're going to want to be like, not.
Right. Gotcha.
It's real life.
Gotcha.
It's real life. This music thing, Rule. I've never taken singing seriously.
Nobody knows why. That's nobody knows why. Nobody knows why.
But I am now. I signed up for Full Sail University, so I'm gonna be starting in January.
Are you doing a remote?
That's the only thing I wanted to move to Florida for, was go to Full Sail, because child ain't like it nowhere else.
I'm going remote.
You going remote? Okay, gotcha.
Yeah. I got a whole kid. Now listen, before Skylar, I would have gone all the way to Orlando and not go back. But no, I try not to. Yeah, I'm doing it online. Mm-hmm.
Girl, tell me how that is, because that's why I ain't done it yet, because I'm not that with all that remote stuff. I'm going to fail.
Listen, that's been my experience, previous college experience. Yes, I'm not gonna lie to you. But when you really want something, you gonna figure out a way to make it happen. Before, when I was doing online school, I didn't know what I wanted. I was just going to school because my parents told me I needed.
Right, for sure.
Now I'm interested. I eventually want to open up a studio.
Okay.
So I want to be able to, make it all, make the beats, do the recording. So that's what I'm going to school for. And I'm slowly becoming passionate about singing. I finally got me a little stage name. You know what I'm saying? I'm working things out slowly but surely.
What's your stage name?
Her name is True.
Her name?
Her name is True.
Her name? That is hilarious. I love it.
Yeah, I can't be Mariah on the stage.
Right. No, that's real. That's real.
So her name is, she has a name. Her name is True.
TRU or TRUE?
TRU.
TRU.
She only speaks the truth. You know what I'm saying?
Gotcha.
And I have been in the studio a lot more. I've been doing a lot of hooks. I just started doing some writing. I got like 3 or 4 notebooks that I'm writing out of. It's crazy how life works. This whole quarantine thing kind of pushed me in that direction because I have nowhere else to get my release but music now, right? I'm writing, listening to more music than I've ever listened to before.
Right.
I'm trying, it ain't shit else for me to do, you know what I'm saying? But perfect my craft. And the more I do it, the more I like it.
Right.
So it'll get serious. It'll get serious real soon. I keep you.
No, and that's so true what you said about like as far as the schooling, like actually going to school for what you like, because I got my undergraduate in business, but what helped me stay in school is because I played football. I tell my mom all the time, if I was a regular student just at school, I would have went home a long time ago. Like I couldn't have just been there. You know what I'm saying? But me now going to a film school, like I take this way more serious than I ever took any level of school that I've ever done in my life. And it's not even that it's serious, that it's hard, but like I enjoy it. Like I actually want to get up.
You want to do it.
I actually want to learn it. I actually want to use this later in life, not, you know, trigonometry or whatever, you know, they was teaching us. So that makes a whole lot of sense. Right.
Talking about some trigonometry.
Trigonometry.
Business class. I'm not gonna lie to you. I cheated. We all cheated off each other. We had like a little system. Like one person got the answer, we all got the answer. We
See, that's why I should have been more friendly in school. I should have been friends. And I would have graduated and been done with it all together.
I ain't let nobody cheat off my paper. Hey, especially Jeff Stewart. Hey, y'all cheat on me. Move.
Man, should have studied.
I studied all night while you at club too.
Right. Nah, that's dope. So when you say you start full sail?
In January.
In January, got you. So January gonna be lit. You gonna be skydiving, turn right, New Year, turning 30.
I got a couple months to FO. When January hit, it's a wrap. For real. I wanna having Skylar really gave me a different perspective. Like I want things for her that I didn't have for myself, right? I want her to be able to have access to things that I didn't have access to.
That's real.
And a lot of that comes with connections, networking, and financial stability. So really, Skylar gives me the motivation that I never have ever had in my life, ever. So I see her and I'm like, yeah, I need to go like that. And she watches Victorious. I don't know if y'all know. I've never watched it, but it's a school. It's a film. What is it? A filming school? It's like a video school, a music art school. She watches all the time, but she wants to go to high school in California. What 6-year-old talks about going to high school in California, right? And Rudy, you know, Skylar, one of them kids, she's gonna count it in your head. So now my mind is, okay, where am I gonna be financially to even allow her to do that? My dad is now, so that works out. But if I wanted to move to California, what financial stability do I need to do that? I never would have thought about that without her. So my mind is on a whole different level. So 30 is gonna be. I'm focused.
No, that's good. That's good. Because you definitely need to take the music serious, because you have a very, very, you know, natural voice that I don't know if you ever went through coaching or whatever like that, but I mean you can sing your ass off. You know, that's no question. And you know, if you don't want to be a star, at least be behind somebody singing. Your voice need to be heard in some form or fashion.
Thank you. I do backgrounds. Oohs and ahs.
Oohs and ahs. No, that's dope. All right, cool. Well, I found the question of the day. As you know, do you mind if I call you bitch? Now, not me personally, but how do you feel about this word with you and your friends, men, gay men, whoever, who can say it, who can't say it? What's your thoughts?
I was raised that it's not what you say, but how you say it.
Gotcha.
All right. And depending on who you are to me can determine if you call me a bitch or not. Straight up. My coworkers, you can't call me no bitch. I'm gonna whoop your ass.
Right.
You can't call me no bitch. But my friends, you know, we bitch all day. Hey, bitch, what's up, bitch? No, bitch. So it varies. But some people can't call me bitch. A man can't call me a bitch. That's disrespectful unless you're a gay man. Then we had that relationship. But
Right. Right.
Situational. It's about situational for you, girl.
He wanted the girls.
But only let a gay man do it.
Right.
Because sometimes they get back into man mode.
You said that bitch a little too deep, sir. You need to
bring it up. Bring your tone up a tad bit.
Bring it up. Sopranos.
Couple of octaves, bro.
Right.
Bring it up.
Right.
You done joined the tenor section. He must be in the Sopranos.
Like, boy.
That is hilarious. That is hilarious. And I wasn't. This actually wasn't supposed to be the final question, but just because it's a kind of a low key personal connection for us, I did want to ask you this: How has the passing of your auntie Mariah? How is that? Too deep? Should we just end it here?
No, we can go.
Okay.
No, I'm not going.
Okay, go ahead. I mean, because I know y'all share the same name, so on and so forth. So, like, I'm not sure to the depth of y'all relationship, but I know y'all did have a close one. So just how did that whole thing, just affect you or change you, better you?
It affected my family drastically, not just me.
For sure.
Drastically, but it's kind of one of them things where you don't have that security net anymore, so you have no other option but to make it happen. So with her death, it was devastating, but I feel like it's pushing not just me, but my whole family in the direction that we should have gone a long time ago.
Right.
I literally get into messed up situations and I hear my auntie Mariah say, so you gotta do what you gotta do, Raya. That's how she talk. You gotta do what you gotta do. If you know my auntie Mariah, you know that she gonna make it happen anyway.
Yeah.
Nobody knows how, but it's just gonna get done. It's gonna get done. So it's been trying, but it's definitely pushed me in the direction I needed to go.
Right.
I have everything. Like I got obituaries up, I got a candle, everything with an M. I cherish my name a lot more now than I did before. I will say that because it holds so much weight. It holds so much. We're still going through it though. We're still trying. Every day is a struggle. Yeah. But knowing that she wasn't the type of person to let us cry. We saw her, in her last days, and she'd be like, y'all not about to just stand over me looking like I'm dead. I'm not. That wasn't her who she was, right? She always was about strength and pushing through and getting done and real genuine love. I'm gonna cuss your ass out, but it's out of love. You know what I'm saying? So it's pushing us to do what we should have done a long time ago. A long time ago.
Shout out Auntie Mariah, goddammit.
Shout out to Auntie Mariah. But thank you for even asking about her. That means
no, absolutely.
Y'all know we family.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah. I done, man. You already know. I ain't got to go into that. So y'all, I rock y'all family hard, very, very hard. I still talk to y'all grandma. At least we check up on each other. She'll text me or I'll text her. We stay in contact. So
I appreciate that. She likes talking to you, Rudy.
Hey, Liz, I'm telling you now, we was in the same generation. We'd have been married by now. You know what I'm saying?
and she feel the same way. And she feels the exact same way. Absolutely.
Well, dope, man. Mariah, you have been a wonderful guest. I appreciate you coming. This was awesome. I do want to give you the time now. This is completely your time. Take as long as you need to in reference to, promoting your stuff. You got your business, you got websites, Instagrams, whatever. Floor is yours. Do you think?
Yeah, so I am an entrepreneur. I am the founder and owner of Unspoken. What Unspoken is, it is a nonprofit organization that caters to the release of depression, anxiety, really just release of anything that you can't really speak on. A lot of times in our generation, not our generation, but our culture, we have this, what happens in this house stays in this house type of mindset.
For sure.
So a lot of things go on in our households and we don't really get what we need or get it figured out until years have passed.
Right.
So I'm just really trying to provide a platform for those to speak the unspoken, to get your healing, however it is you need to get your release, however it is you need to get it. It kind of goes back to the whole studio thing, right? Music is a release. A lot of people write and sing about things that they can't speak about.
For sure.
So the studio is Unspoken, obviously the name. But that kind of is where it stems from. I'm in the process of trying to get like some artworks and stuff like that, photography, just different things people can really do just to get that weight lifted outside of them. And then also go against all of the stigmas about depression and anxiety that our culture has. And in the church, right? It wasn't until I was 29 years old where I really believed that depression was real because I had to experience it. My whole life, we were told depression is not real.
Right.
So I've wasted years of my life trying to figure out who I am. Right, only for white folks. No, we get depressed. We just been living in depression forever that we think is normal. And it's not. So with me being a PK, raised in the church, going against the church, speaking on things that you really shouldn't speak on outside of the house, kind of like a rebel with a cause a little bit. So we got our Facebook, obviously, it's me, Rebel, obviously. Unspoken, the Unspoken Past on Facebook. We got the Unspoken on Instagram. So check us out. We got a website. We got some merch. This is my black on black Unspoken shirt. The light kind of messed up.
Yeah. No, I see it. I got you.
A little bit,
Yeah, we got a little podcast going. We got some things in the works.
What did the podcast called Unspoken as well? Everything Unspoken?
I'm sorry?
The podcast is named Unspoken as well?
Yep, everything is.
Gotcha. And where can we find the podcast?
When you make it. No, it's either way. I'm gonna get serious. I showed you my mic. Let me show y'all my mic. It's my mic. I've been taking some time off.
When I said that took me out. She said, yo, hey, bro, Rudy. Baby girl said, listen to me. Listen, my mind, you too. I'm like, okay, I'm definitely gonna go take a look at this. I might want to go. I'm really interested. So here we go. Where we can find it at? I'm like, baiting, like, yes. She goes, when you make it.
When you make it.
No, I'm gonna get it up. My plan is to get it up before the month is over because a lot of people have been asking, Rudy, you know I don't have a filter. I'm gonna say what it is that need to be said, sure. Period, point blank. So it's a lot of people have been asking. I just been BSing. But before the end of the month is over with, it'll all be
It's not that hard. You better do it.
I am not tech savvy. I just built my website that I'm still working through, okay?
Listen, now all that.
Me either. So
yeah. No, I get it. Trust me. Especially when you try to do everything yourself. But you're working out. Worst case scenario just started, and even if it's not perfect, it'll get better over time. That's because even with this, I don't have a microphone. I just got this computer. I get on Zoom, and I just send people the passcode, and I call the podcast, and people accept it until I can do better with myself. So yeah. But none of that. As long as you get the
people accept it.
People accept it. They don't know no better.
She want the real deal podcast.
No. But when I go to school, they're gonna provide me with that equipment.
Yeah.
Provide all the equipment.
Yeah,
so
it
now
comes
we're
with,
getting something just to get you going and then go live full throttle in January.
Now you gonna be lit, man. I'm excited for you. Even just hearing about you talk about just your business and everything. I mean, granted, I didn't know you before you got to Tampa, but even from who I knew, you're still different, much different, and in a better way. Like you've grown even since then. And you were, and I never even, and I've never even seen like your, just say your craziest side or whatever. But even since then, I mean, you're obviously a way better person. Not that you were worse then, but I mean, a bad person then. But you get what I'm saying. Either way,
dope vision too for your everything. I love it.
Thank you.
And get Skylar to California. You know what I'm saying? I be saying her jigging and stuff on social media, so she be get after singing everything.
I feel sorry for whatever man want to get with my daughter because she is.
Well, Mariah, like I said, appreciate you again. Please come back anytime. If you ever, if there's anywhere we can help you, let us know. If you ever want to come back, if you ever want to just come on here and just sing and log off, that's fine. We'll take it.
Thank you. Go ahead, play that scene.
Tanesha, appreciate you as always. Tony.ent is where you can find her on Instagram. She's on SoundCloud. She's a singer as well. So, y'all, we'll let y'all connect information and stuff. RudyComedy.com for me. All my Instagram and YouTube stuff is up there. You can find me there. This has been another episode of Do You Mind If I Call You Bitch? We are here every single Saturday. YouTube, Instagram, all that stuff. Yeah.